rolling.
Hey everybody! Welcome to another episode of Definitely Not Racist Podcast. I'm your co-host, as always, Chris Dunning, and I just want to give a quick warning for this episode. If you're a child, you know what? You can sit this one out. You don't have to watch this movie. If you're a dinosaur, if you're what is a creationist?
A long neck.
Yeah, if you're a long neck, if you don't believe in dinosaurs.
Oh, creationist.
Yeah. If you're one of those guys,
if you don't believe in
you're gonna hate this movie. I didn't look up.
If you were traumatized as a child, this will only further that trauma.
If your mom is dead, please turn this off.
If you've been in an earthquake.
Yeah. Oh, if you've been in an earthquake
or a volcano explosion.
If you have kids, don't watch this.
What else? If you've ever been trapped in a tar pit. Yeah. Is that decent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
That's lost. That's good enough.
Let's roll, Diana Ross.
Let's do this.
Is this a live version?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks for me.
Kind of. Anyway.
D-Ross.
Diana Ross. How did she get roped into that?
This movie was huge. This was a big movie.
Land Before Time, 1988.
Year I was born. Good years.
Oh!
30 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, so here's
yeah.
our guest, Kelly.
Hi.
Hello. This is a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
Man.
Listening since the beginning.
Oh, yeah?
Definitely not racist.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly. And sitting across or beside me, as always, is Thor Blondell. How you doing, buddy? We're doing Land Before Time. I haven't seen this movie in years.
Yeah.
I forgot how crazy this movie.
All right. Whoops. Okay, my friend called. Had to stop that for a second there. All right, where were we?
Guys, my first note is, why are we doing this movie? It's perfect. Because I love this movie, and I remember, like you said, watching it like a dozen times growing up. Love this movie. Never realized that it's an hour long. This movie is costing an hour and 2 minutes.
It's just over. Yeah, I said earlier. Lifeguards, the movie we made. Is longer than this.
It's longer than this movie.
Yeah.
It was quite short.
Yeah.
However, I did fall asleep last night watching it. I was like, when is this going to end?
Yes! I am so glad you said that, because so did I. I know. It's an hour long, and I somehow zonked out.
I did not fall asleep.
We are getting old.
Yeah, we're old guys.
Yeah.
We're in our 30s now.
Jesus Christ.
That's it. Well, I started watching this at midnight, and so I fell asleep for a little bit. I woke up at the end. So the only thing I think I miss is the tar pits. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The big climax.
Jesus.
So I'm sorry.
I remember this movie being really big when I was a kid. Everyone loved it. I remember, the emotional trauma of watching it. I watched this a lot. Probably second only to like The Little Mermaid, maybe.
Oh, Little Mermaid.
I watched a lot of Little Mermaid. Yeah.
Well, this is one of the 27 kids movies that feature motherless main characters.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so here we go: Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Pinocchio, Bambi, Fox and the Hound, Cinderella, Peter Pan, Sword in the Stone. The Jungle Book, Mowgli. No one has fucking moms. What is with the... Sorry,
That's
the
like all
Rescuers.
the movies.
Yeah, Great Mouse Detective, Little Mermaid.
What are the movies that do have moms?
That's what I should have Googled, exactly. Yes, that is better. And I could just keep going. I'm not even close. Aladdin. Jasmine doesn't even have a mom. Pocahontas.
Oh, yeah.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oliver and Company. Tarzan. Emperor's New Groove. I don't know. Atlantis. I don't know. Lilo and Stitch. These movies I don't even... Finding Nemo. Yeah. No one has Ratatouille. Guys, no one has moms. I just wanted to point that out. That
I know in I think we've talked about this before. In the 80s, there were a lot of movies that were coming out that were the whole premise was a dad having to be a mom as well, like a dad doing both jobs.
Yeah,
because it was like, oh, it's funny.
So unheard of.
Men don't know how to change a diaper.
Yeah.
And like all that garbage. But like, and was that a result of like feminism?
In the 80s?
Like, was it like, oh, okay, so women are more in the workforce now, and
Oh no, I would say it's the opposite. We were still so patriarchal, or no, sorry,
Patriarchal.
Exactly, yeah. That we had to be like the wife finally got a promotion, or she finally got a job, and the husband got fired, and that's like Mr. Mom and all those movies. Exactly, all of a sudden she's the breadwinner, and exactly, yeah. So we make fun of like how the man doesn't know how the man doesn't know how to cook. The man doesn't know how to clean a toilet. Like, those are just things that you need to know to survive in life. If you don't know those things, you will die. You know, like, you shouldn't be married, or she should leave you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's crazy that, like, they made countless movies where it's like, oh, look.
The roles are reversed.
Exactly, yeah.
Well,
Michael Keaton can't change a diaper.
Maybe it's peak feminism because it's showing that men can't do anything.
Yeah,
yeah. When you look at it that way, you're right. Yeah,
these movies, the fucking that feminazi agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But really that list does show that was happening way before like the feminist movement anyway, with like Cinderella and fucking Snow White and everything.
Yeah. But none of them had moms, but they didn't really have father figures. Well, because in this movie there is no father figure at all.
No.
There's just the grandparents.
Yeah. What happened? You know, they never.
Deadbeat dad.
They never.
Deadbeat dinosaur dads, man.
That's about it. Those Brontosaurus dads. You know, they just run off and.
Well, I don't know. I was kind of thinking, what time period in the dinosaur era was this? Because the Earth is all effed, and they have to go to this one green spot.
Yeah,
right. So did the comet hit? Did the meteor hit already? And maybe some dads got wiped out, some family got wiped out, and the remaining ones are just running for the last scraps of.
Yeah,
green
it doesn't really
leaves.
say. Yeah, because so at the beginning of the movie. Well, I will say, the opening credits with the water stuff, like, that brought back a lot of memories. And, like, the music's so good.
Oh.
It's fucking James Horner.
That's my second note.
Yeah.
Is, I was on board and in love from minute one.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the music, all of it just took me back.
Yeah. And George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, executive producers.
Yep. And as soon as the narrator started talking, I felt four again. And if you're wondering, I cried. So.
Like, immediately?
Oh! No, but I just wanted to just point that out. I just want to just admit it right now.
I cried later.
Oh, of course, yeah.
We got some narration going on.
I love his voice.
Yeah.
Why didn't he narrate more things?
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's
got an amazing voice.
Who was the guy that did it? Pat Hingle?
Yeah.
He also voiced the character of Old Rooter.
Yeah, he was the old man. Yeah, the first dinosaur.
And he was Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
In the first Batman.
Yeah.
I guess the first and second. Yeah.
He's got a great voice. He should be reading more things.
Yeah. But he says they're leaf eaters and meat eaters, and then he's like the leaf eaters eat the leaves, and then the meat eaters eat the leaf eaters, and blah blah blah. It's like, well, they're also bi eaters. You know,
Bite eaters?
They eat both. Yeah, like Spike.
Yeah.
Spike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it, but he eats everything. Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
Well, he's supposed to be a Stegosaurus, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sharp tail. What do they call him?
Spike
tail.
Yeah,
Spike tail. Yeah. So he eats, and it's crazy because he's in the real world. He should have eaten Ducky. You know what I mean? He would have. You know what I mean?
I thought Stegosauruses were just big cows with spiky tails. They just eat
Oh, do they? Okay, I thought
so.
they ate both. Okay, so I don't know.
I think
Guys,
all
I know nothing about dinosaurs. Spewing this out.
Oh, hey, Kelly, what's your favorite dinosaur?
It was always because of this movie. It was the long necks.
Oh yeah.
Brontosauruses. Because I literally was born and watched this movie, and so
from day one.
Yeah, Littlefoot was always my hero.
The movie was playing in the delivery room.
It really was. Yeah.
Perfect.
Amazing.
I love it, and it makes sense. Why was this movie so important? Why does this movie? You know what I mean? Why? Because all three of us, Kelly, you are a stranger to me. Do you know what I mean? We didn't grow up together. Thor and I grew up together, but it is so big in your life.
It is a big part of my life.
And that's what I'm saying. It was big in all of our lives. Why was this movie so big and important? Because this movie is, spoiler alert, fucking depressing. This movie is rough.
It is rough.
Yes.
It's sad from the get-go.
Yeah.
They're living in this sad land.
There's a famine going on.
There's some sort of a famine going on.
Well, no,
they're in constant danger. Mom's gone.
The narrator explains that this is in the Continental Divide. This is when all the continents were
Yeah.
forming, and that's why everything was
Whatever.
shifting,
Yeah.
and that's how he got separated from his parents. And I assumed that's where the dad went.
Maybe.
I
yeah,
assumed
yeah,
that there
that
was
makes
one of the
sense.
earth
A
shakes.
likely excuse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He
yeah.
went out for smokes.
Well,
and
he
then
exactly
came back.
clearly went out for smokes a year ago. Never.
Fell in a hole.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
what
there's-
is it about this that makes it so...
Why was it so
Connected.
parents? Wow, important for our parents that they showed us. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
everyone our age knows this movie, loves it. They almost know it by heart. And it's so oddly depressing to me.
So, like,
it's
I
such
always
a sad movie.
wonder whether, like, because I watched The Little Mermaid a ton when I was a kid, and I'm not sure if I wanted to watch it or if my mom would just put it on and be like, whatever,
Yeah.
watch this.
Because what kid chooses to be like, the first 10 minutes are really rough and I cry every time,
Yeah.
but you know what, Mom? Throw it on for the third time today. You know what I mean? Like,
Dramatize me some more.
yes! Oh,
It
man.
could have been like a dry summer for new releases, and this is kind of the only good one.
88.
There wasn't much to choose from.
There could have been
We didn't have all this shit on Netflix.
No,
you know?
it's not. Well,
Yeah.
actually, I basically had a cabinet of Netflix. I had every single movie there was.
Oh, yeah?
So I had choice.
Same with us, yeah. My parents, we had all the Disney movies and stuff. They were
Yeah.
always buying every kid movie. I guess that's what it was. We were just raised by TV.
I
So our
think
parents
so.
were just always like, watch a movie, fuck.
Yeah.
You know? Just, you know what's crazy? I forgot how important Littlefoot is in this movie. He's the last long neck.
Of his herd.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
His herd consists. Okay, so
Of
there's
3 people?
his
Grandparents.
grandparents, his mom, and him.
Yeah.
That's his herd.
Yeah.
It's like the smallest possible herd.
Yeah.
Literally, like we've talked about this before,
Yeah.
what is the smallest gang that you can have? And I think
Two.
herd or tribe?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
it, yeah.
What qualifies as
A
herd?
family of 3, yeah. Jesus.
But yeah, so little the opening is Littlefoot kind of being born.
All of them, right? Don't they all?
We don't see. We see.
Sarah being born?
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because she's running into her dad or whatever, remember?
Right,
Because
right,
they were
right.
saying, some
Yeah.
are born fearless.
Yeah.
But Sarah's just a piece of fucking shit.
Yes, yeah. These
Oh.
kids
She
are
is
all
annoying.
kids are all pretty new. I did like that one part. Yeah, they're showing like kind of the massive migrations that these dinosaurs are doing. There's one point where one of the Triceratopses goes, "Come on!" But it's supposed to be like a roar. Come on!
I totally missed that.
Yeah,
last
missed that
night.
too.
I laughed pretty hard.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we have an unnamed ecological disaster. Leaves are dying. Yeah, we get to see like Ducky being born. Yeah, okay, Sarah being born. Yeah.
And it's weird because they're all like when Littlefoot is born, he's the size of a frog. The frogs are bigger than him.
yeah.
And he throughout the film, though, I know he's growing, but they're not consistent with
The
his
sizes.
No.
Yes,
Kind of all
because
over the place,
yes,
yeah.
because at one point he's bigger than Sarah, but then at another point they're the same size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's very, very
And did
strange.
you also notice there was one scene where he's
Where he
playing
changes
with a leaf?
colours?
Where he's yellow.
Thank you,
I'm like,
thank you.
why
That's
is he
that's my
yellow?
next note. Is why does he keep changing colors?
Yeah.
I think they were trying to like at one point he was in shadow, then he was in the sunlight.
Okay, so that's what it was. They're trying to
But
adjust
I
for
also
lighting?
don't think they were consistent with that either.
I
No,
don't
they
think so,
weren't.
because it was starkly obvious.
Yeah.
It was bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But you know what's crazy? For 1988, this movie still holds up. It really does. This movie is timeless. I would show this to my kids. I don't think I should, but I kind of wish I might as well.
There's a good underlying message. Friends working together.
True.
Young people.
I guess.
Overcome your differences.
You know,
Yeah.
young
You know,
people getting
don't-
together.
don't
they
be
can
racist.
achieve anything.
Well, this movie is racist. Because
Well,
they're
it's-
immediately like, we don't associate with
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
kind. Like,
But it's
dude,
saying it's
hey,
a bad thing. in
take
the
it
end.
easy.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
You're all
Long
leaf
necks
eaters.
never play with 3 horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Uh,
And I love that Sarah is like, my dad said that long necks have small brains.
Yeah.
Just immediately.
but big cocks.
There it is.
Is there a porn parody of this?
There
I
needs to
really
be.
hope not.
Immediately we get some little carnivorous creature is trying to gank the egg that Littlefoot's in.
Yeah.
So he grabs it and he runs off.
Oh yeah, because he falls a bunch, and that's how he's born.
Yeah.
But
But it's like, and then the mom finds him again. But then like when he's born, it's almost like that scene from Bambi where all the other little
yes,
creatures
they
start
all
showing up.
congregate to him.
Yeah.
Why?
And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe because like he's the last one in his herd, or something.
And that's why I thought he was so important.
Yeah, he's
that's
like
why
the Jesus of
they
fucking.
they acted like he was Simba, and I thought, okay, I guess.
But it was also like, hey, Mama Brontosaurus here. Like your kid was literally almost stolen like a minute ago, and now you let all these other creatures like come close. Like, kid, tell them to fuck off. Like one of them probably wants to steal your fucking baby. Like,
do something.
It's like call CFS. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh god. You know what? This movie is very cutesy and dinosaur. Yeah, I get it. But if I ever have kids, I think I'm gonna make them watch Jurassic Park before this movie.
Why?
Just so that my kids fucking know how dangerous dinosaurs are. You know what I mean? Like, this is what real dinosaurs are. And then I'm going to show them the cutesy stuff. The Land Before Time.
It's not like they're going to wander into it like and meet a dinosaur in the woods or something.
But hey, that's my point. If they do,
you never know.
You run. Yeah. Exactly. They're not cutesy things.
Who knows what the future holds?
They're dangerous.
It's true. You can't just be afraid of Sharptooth.
Exactly.
It's all dinosaurs.
Yeah.
All dinosaurs. Dangerous. Mean,
it's like that, that family that wandered out into that safari thing when those cheetahs almost ate them.
That was definitely Darwinism.
Yeah.
So that's the
dumbest fucking thing.
Oh, God.
But it's
because
like...
they watch too many cutesy...
Yeah, they probably thought these animals are all friendly.
Yeah. They've only seen Disney movies. Yeah. Exactly, yeah. They
Real
think
life.
all animals are nice.
Get your kids on YouTube.
Well, the thing is, though, I am part of that problem, because I still think that pandas are friendly as hell.
Me too.
In my mind...
Is that not true?
No, apparently they're bears. They're bears.
They are bears.
And guess what? Apparently bears are bears, no matter what. But it's crazy because in my mind I'm like, no, they're exactly. Yeah. No, I'm not. No, pandas are nice. They're cute. They're friendly. Yeah, they're bears.
So yes, we have baby Littlefoot, our main character, our protagonist. His mother tells him about a tree star. They find a leaf shaped like a star on a tree, and it's a tree star. I don't know, is this like...
I think it's a made-up thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen a tree star.
Yeah, are they supposed to be delicious?
I've never heard of a tree star.
Yeah, is that like the...
Maybe it's like peak juicy leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Is that like the good food?
I guess so. Maybe that the tree died off, like a long time ago.
No. That's what he's supposed to be looking for.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why she's like, look for these, because that's how you know you found the
Great Valley.
The Great Valley.
Okay, they're calling... Wait, I just thought of this. Because when they go to the Great Valley, they're following... They don't say the sun, they say the yellow round thing.
Yeah.
So a tree star is a leaf.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're just calling it different stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Tree star.
Well, so there's this thing called the Great Valley that all the dinosaurs are trying to get to. And they've never seen it. It's just like a rumor, I guess. And then like he's asking his mom, like, how do you know it's there if you've never seen it? And she's like, well, sometimes you got to see things with your heart and not with your eyes. I was like,
religion.
Yeah, exactly. The Great Valley sounds like a metaphor for heaven. Yeah. It's like, oh, they're all... This is like fucking...
well, maybe they're all dead.
Jonestown,
yeah, maybe they are. Maybe they're going into the white light.
Maybe they're all dead. Yeah.
It's fucking
maybe
Jonestown.
Maybe that was... Because there's a sequel. Maybe that's what the second
okay.
There's 15 of these goddamn movies.
Nice.
That's why I'm mad at
There are 14. There are 14.
Okay.
Yeah. There are literally 13 sequels.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that was gonna be my first joke, was about how I watched Land Before Time, The Journey Home. And I was gonna say, oops, sorry, I watched the wrong one, guys.
Is that the second one?
I don't know.
I think I watched the second one when I was a kid.
I don't know.
But none of the others, yeah.
Well, how could you keep making sequels? They're all together at the Great Valley, so...
End of story.
Exactly. We won. We did it.
I hope the last movie was like the meteor hitting or something, or like just them all dying. Like,
Yeah.
That'd be great.
It'd be more depressing than the first one.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the other movies are all musicals. Like the characters sing.
Oh, that's why I haven't watched it.
Oh, maybe that's why I love this movie.
Yeah.
Because growing up, I'm still not a big fan of musicals.
No.
I'm not. And this one has none. And
Yeah,
maybe that's why I liked it so much.
Disney movies will have the characters
There's
singing.
so much singing. Yeah.
And this movie was, you were saying more like an old Looney Tunes thing.
Exactly.
Where like the music plays a big part.
Yeah, it relies on
Like,
the animation and music.
The music
emotions.
will tie in a lot to what's going on the screen, but they're never like singing or anything.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of them being cutesy, walking, traveling. Him, especially when he's born, he doesn't say anything. He's just learning about other animals. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Yeah. this movie. LBT.
Yeah, what's it? Yeah. So the mom says something you see with your eyes, other things you see with your heart. And I was like hippy dippy bullshit.
Yeah. Just follow. Yeah. Oh man, this movie.
And then I was like, how the fuck did they hear about this Great Valley? Like,
I mean,
did dinosaurs migrate back then? Did they have to?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, like any animal, I guess some probably did, some probably didn't.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe the grandparents had gone there, came back.
When we were kids, we did a lot of drugs in the Great Valley.
Yeah, you're right. It's so strange. Okay, so where they live, there's no food. Everything's running out because the continents are dividing. So they're trying to go to Australia? That's right. Yeah, like, I don't know.
What's that movie, The Grapes of Wrath, where they're all migrating to California?
Yeah.
Go out California way. Mm-hmm. Something like that.
At one point, the gang gets passed by what looks to be a group of longnecks. And I was so confused because I thought that why wouldn't they be like, oh shit, another long neck?
Yeah.
Let's take him. Yeah, like we're all going to the same place. Let's take him with us.
Here's another thing, because like some of the dinosaurs don't seem to talk, but some do.
Yeah.
Like, so why didn't they say, hey, other long necks?
Yeah.
Like,
what's up? I lost my herd.
Yeah.
Take me with you. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a fucking like imagine walking down the street and there's like a child just wandering around.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
And you and I would just be like, good luck, kid.
We're gonna go eat all this food.
We watched that before time, and apparently we need to leave you alone because you're better off without us.
Or maybe they were super racist and they saw that he was with other.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yes, that's
like I said,
right
this movie is racist.
They're like, this is a fucking race thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny because the narrator actually says at one point once Spike joins and they finally have their little gang
crew.
Then he finally says like now they're all together and they need each other. That's what he says. They need each other to survive. But they really didn't because Sarah almost killed them twice.
But she helped in the end.
She did.
Yeah.
But she really had to take them on some sidetracks. You know.
Yeah.
She could have really
based on her ego.
This thing.
And did she help them? I think that's still up for debate.
Well,
Petrie could have done it.
She only hindered their progress.
Well, So Littlefoot bumps into Sarah. He follows that frog for a bit. Meets Sarah. And I was like, why can't frogs talk?
Yeah, that's true.
So then, him and Sarah have their little beef about racism. Sharptooth shows up.
How does he not kill everyone?
He's so big.
Yeah.
And yes, and the scale of these dinosaurs doesn't make sense because they are the size of the Sharptooth's like nail, like his claw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so weird. So why is he obsessed with trying to eat them? It
seems
like
good
that.
Nutrients.
Exactly. Yeah, for him, it's kind of pointless.
Unless it's like a delicacy like veal or something. You get the kids and they taste real good nutrients.
Yeah. So it's just a slice of bacon to him.
Or also, apparently, Sharptooth is a Tyrannosaurus Rex,
I love that he's always portrayed as the bad guy in any dinosaur movie.
Except for the end of Jurassic Park.
Then he's finally the big guy. He's
redeemed. But they do say, apparently, Tyrannosaurus Rex was actually more of a scavenger than like a hunter.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So maybe it makes sense that he would eat little babies because they're defenseless, right? Yeah. So there you go. I don't know. But he gets in a scrap with the Littlefoot's mom. Big battle royale going on. Also, at this point, couldn't the grandparents come in and 3-on-1? Where are Sarah's parents? Sarah's parents are the best suited to fight this fucking creature, but
they were already on their way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, is that before or after the ground shift?
This is before the ground. The earthquake starts while this is happening, basically. Very dramatic timed earthquake. So during this big fight with Littlefoot's mom and Sharptooth, an earthquake happens. Everybody gets separated. Sharptooth falls into some kind of chasm.
They both do. Yeah, his mom and
his mom also wipes out. Yeah,
and that's what kills her.
Yeah. Well, I think she got bit on the neck too.
Yeah, but she doesn't survive the fall, and then she has her 2 minutes of dying. Yeah, telling Littlefoot everything.
No, so I actually I didn't cry during the mom death scene.
Oh, you didn't?
But I got a little teary-eyed. But I cried later when old Rooter finds Littlefoot. And he gives him that speech about like.
Oh, really? That's what got you.
I was like,
that's what hit you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You know what? That I cried when the mom died because the mom doesn't need to die. She did not need to die in this movie. She could have just got separated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And survive with the
That's
grandparents.
true.
Yeah.
That was
Straight
really
up.
difficult.
Yeah.
Fucking manipulative.
Child manipulation, just to draw the kids in. So now it's like, we got you, bitch. You have to watch this. Like now you're emotionally involved. You know, like it's so mean to children. That's what this movie is. It's mean. Ugh.
Yeah.
She could have survived. Yeah, and then it's so sad because then the narrator just straight up says like, yeah, Littlefoot did not want to eat. He didn't care what happened
he's
to
like
him after.
super depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight. Yeah, it was so sad. And then finally, when he meets the dinosaur, and he's like, I don't care. My mom's gone. Everyone's gone. So who cares? And the old man, and I almost cried again because the old man, he gets it. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's not your fault, you know. Like,
and he's like,
some people don't have
as long
parents.
as you remember what she taught you, you
Exactly.
know, she'll be with you forever.
Whoa,
And then he's like, well, see ya.
Yeah! Unbelievable!
It's like everyone just abandons these
kids. Yeah. Here's some advice. Keep your chin up. Good luck. I'm like, wow.
I'm gonna wander off now.
Yeah, okay.
It's like Jesus Christ.
This movie is depressing. It's very depressing.
Like that scene seemed a little pointless.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, just because it kind of came out of nowhere, and then just he's like, well, see ya.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I guess it's like he is giving him some advice. But then Littlefoot continues to be super depressed until he meets Ducky, I think.
Yeah.
Right, so maybe he could have been chopped out.
Yeah.
Ducky's full of life and energy.
Yeah, maybe like Ducky could have just been the one to
She
pick
could
him
have
up
been
a
the
bit.
one.
Yeah.
Guys, this movie's an hour and 2 minutes. This needed as much filler as possible. They could have added 2 more of those scenes where he meets adults and they give him some sort of advice.
Yeah.
Tell you right now. But you guys want to know something else? Super else? Wow, I can't speak this morning. Want to know something else super depressing about this movie?
Yeah.
The little girl who voiced Ducky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you read about that?
Yes, I did.
Was murdered 4 months before this movie's release.
She was 10 years
from her
old.
dad
killed
because
her.
he was jealous that she became famous.
He went crazy or something,
Yeah.
and he killed her mom, killed her and her mom, and then himself.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
This is
Yeah, man. That I just looked that up this morning. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's a rude morning.
Yeah, that's.
It
Wow.
was nuts.
Wow.
Yeah,
This is the point in the podcast where.
And let's wrap it up. That's a lot before time.
Yeah.
Murdered children.
We're all gonna cry now.
Yeah. Have a great day, guys.
But in life, in Ducky, she was a very positive force. In this
Yeah.
movie. Really pulled
She
Littlefoot
helped
up.
Littlefoot out.
Oh, she was everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, to everyone. Spike. All of a sudden, she just, you're my brother now.
You're
you know what I
my
mean? Like,
brother.
Yeah.
she was so amazing in this movie.
Mhm.
Petrie, she was like, no, you can fly, you'll fly, don't worry.
do it.
You know what I mean? Like, she's the only one.
She was the
Uplifting
the
one.
positive
the
person in
positive
this,
reinforcement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was super depressed, Littlefoot was super depressed. Sarah's just an outright bully, piece of shit. And Ducky was just nice to everyone.
Yeah, what's it? Littlefoot, he finds the tree star again, and then he hallucinates. He thinks his shadow is his mom at one point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fuck, that was right.
Then they find Sarah. She's being a real bitch. Then she wanders off again, and then there's a lot of like kind of repetition in this movie as well of them kind of like. They'll meet each other, then they'll separate, then they'll meet each other again, then they'll separate. Like, there's actually not a lot that happens. Yeah, the movie is an hour long. Like, there's not much that really goes on.
I think that's why we kind of dozed off in the middle.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it is that big middle part before they get to the dark place.
It's a bit of a lull.
They're just kind of farting around.
Yeah, I don't know. And, finds Ducky. Yep. Then we find Petrie, and I was like, double the comedic relief.
Yes.
We need a pick-me-up.
This movie needed as much
Yeah.
as it could get.
And Sarah's wandering around, and she finds Sharptooth. And, like, how long has he been, like, knocked out? Like, he's laying at the bottom of this, like, cliff, I guess, or something. And he's just on his back. He's passed out.
One could ask how long the timeline in this movie
Yeah,
is. You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
one thing that we often talk about.
Oh,
like,
we always talk about
what's the timeline
every
of these
episode.
movies.
Yeah, because a lot of movies are very confusing about the day-night thing.
They play, like, fast and loose with the timeline.
Timeline, they always do. Yeah.
But yeah, like, I'm assuming, like, because, like, when someone gets knocked out, usually they're not out for that long. Like movies have a tendency to make it look like someone can be knocked out for like
Hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's like
your brain couldn't handle that trauma.
yeah.
If you're knocked out for hours, technically you're in a coma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you're in a brain damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
like usually someone gets knocked out, they're out for like 10 minutes at most or something like that.
You wake up and you're like,
So like are dinosaurs different? I don't know. Is Sharptooth brain damaged now? Like I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe that's why he can't talk. Too much brain damage.
Too much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a word.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they wanted if he could talk, that might make him more like humanized, and then we might sympathize, more.
Ah, good point.
So like the fact that he can't talk makes him like an animal, and we don't like him.
Spielberg and Lucas originally wanted this film to have no dialogue.
Oh.
So
yeah, I was reading about that.
You're right. That kind of goes.
Well, because
perfect.
I made a note that it reminds me of Fantasia.
Yeah,
like the way the music plays off the visuals and everything, and and they said one of their inspirations was Fantasia.
Okay.
And they didn't want dialogue originally. But
this
what
movie,
do you think that would have looked like, though?
I almost think it would have been better without dialogue. I think it would have been. I don't know. Would have definitely pulled more at the heartstrings. Definitely not more.
I don't know. I think the thing that I love so much about this movie as a kid is like Ducky and Petrie. You know, they're cute little chitter chatter and their characters.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe for more of an art piece, it would have been better not to have dialogue, but for kids.
To draw the kids in, I think.
Literally, and that's what it says right here. To make the film more appealing to children, they abandoned the idea and went with voice actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because they had to. Yeah.
Like a kid's gonna get bored of just watching like
Fantasia, because Fantasia was the worst Disney movie of all time.
It was alright.
Sorry, Old Rooter didn't appear in the original script, but was added to soften the blow.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's why
that's the
seems
only reason.
inserted. Yeah,
exactly, and that's why, because I mean that was very unnecessary and very. And then there's a scene of him just crying. So of course,
it made me cry. God damn it. But yeah, also, so like Sarah, she finds Sharptooth, but like that can't be too far from where they originally were.
Exactly.
Like they've just been kind of wandering in circles.
In a circle, yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah. And so she's in typical Sarah fashion. She's like, like beating up his unconscious body, and then he wakes up. Of course. Gotta
poke the bear, literally.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah.
Yeah, and then. There's that cool scene of like the eye opening up, and then she runs away. What happens right here? She wakes up and runs away. He wakes up, she runs away, and then it just kind of stops.
Yeah,
like a lot of scenes just kind of like start and stop.
Oh yeah.
I think that scene was placed there to know that like
he's back.
Sharptooth's not dead. He's alive. So now there's this added fear. Not only do you have to get to the Great Valley. You got Sharptooth on your tail.
He's hunting,
I guess so, yeah. I guess they couldn't have him just like show up out of nowhere.
I think it could have been assumed that he didn't die in the first place, but whatever.
I don't know.
Movies,
But yeah, just like my next note was, where did Sharpie go? Then we meet Spike, who grows at an alarming rate. Because first he's like, his egg is like a little bigger than Ducky.
I know.
And then he's like massive.
Again, talk about the size of these dinosaurs not making any sense.
Yeah.
No. There was a 19-minute cutout of this movie.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to see the full version of this movie then.
A bunch of stuff was cut because they thought it was too intense and scary for children.
Yeah.
And that explains like the jumpiness of some of these scenes.
Yeah,
how,
exactly.
Like, sometimes stuff just happens. You're like, what? And sometimes it seems like there's a scene missing.
And there clearly was, because what we were just talking about how Sarah finds him, wakes him up, and then all of a sudden that's it.
Yeah.
He doesn't chase. There's no chase. Everything.
Yeah.
So that must have been cut right there. Yeah, because that doesn't make sense.
And there's a scene later where Sarah's being chased by those like dome-headed things, and it just comes out of nowhere.
Yep.
It's like, it seems like there's a part missing there. I don't know. But then we get the Petrie and Ducky are horsing around. It's like, I smell Ducky.
That's the cutest part.
Yeah.
Those two.
Oh yeah, then those other long necks show up and they don't even bother to say hi. So they find a few trees that they think it's the Great Valley at first, but it's just like a few random trees.
And then they go eat them up.
And then a bunch of long necks come in and eat most of it, but there's a bit left, and they manage to sort of work as a team. They all like climb on each other's shoulders, except for Sarah. She's a strong, independent woman.
She just headbutts it down.
She headbutts the tree, and then the leaves fall down. They pig out a bit. There's this power struggle going on between Littlefoot and Sarah. You know, who's the leader? You know, what's it gonna be? And then they have the moment where all the friends go cuddle Sarah. They're sleeping. They all go cuddle with Sarah, and then for some reason they all wake up and go cuddle with Littlefoot.
I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get them. I get going to Sarah and being like, no matter what, you're our friend and we'll support you. But then you go back to Littlefoot, and I was like, oh.
Well, don't they have that little kind of scene where he gets sad again? Because then he sees them all cuddling with her, and then he's kind of like, he gets lonely, and then he's like, he misses his mom and stuff.
Yeah.
Was that why? Just to really emphasize
how sad he is.
Yeah. Quick reminder, kids, you're sad. The mom is dead. You're alone in life.
I don't know. It just seemed kind of like that didn't need to be there, but it did because the running time.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, there is a deleted scene where the group finds an oasis, but the two groups of dinosaurs already there get discriminatory and say that only Ducky can drink. Again, this movie is a racist.
This water fountain's for whites only.
Yeah.
Jesus. Then Littlefoot spoons Sarah when she finally comes over to cuddle with the group. I was like, keep it fucking G-rated, guys. Jesus Christ. This movie was almost PG rated, but the scenes they took out made it a G rating.
You know what though? Back in our day, PG, because PG-13 wasn't invented until 84 or something. So for us, a lot of the movies that we grew up in, like especially in the 80s, things that were PG should have been PG-13. Like there's movies for us growing up that there was nudity in PG movies. You know what I mean? Like it was PG was just very loose,
a very vague kind of definition.
Because I remember like being a kid, arguing with my mom about how like don't worry, it's only PG, and she was like, oh okay, cool.
Fully knowing that there was boobs.
No, exactly. Yes. And that's how I got to manipulate my parents. Be like, guys, it's PG. Don't worry, I'm fine. Yikes! Like, there was a lot of movies for us growing up. I think we've done a couple movies where we had to argue, like, no, this is PG-13, but it was PG. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I think like Gremlins is probably one of those movies that
it should have been rated R, but it was PG.
Well,
yes, you're right. No, that's what it was. That's what it was. And Gremlins was the reason that PG-13 was invented. Yes, we covered that.
We probably talked about that.
Yeah. There's 3 movies that were released that
violent.
summer.
Yeah.
So violent and so creepy.
Yeah.
Like I can watch it now and be like, this is a really weird movie.
No, it's a horror
movie.
movie.
It's for kids.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
It was aimed for us because of Gizmo.
Yeah.
He's in the movie for only like 8 minutes at most. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a pretty crazy movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of swears in Gremlins. Yeah. And murder. People die. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
An old woman is flung out a window.
Yeah. But that was also the funniest part of that movie. Anyways, way on track.
All right. They're all spooning inside the footprint of Sharptooth, which they don't even really notice. And then he shows up again. He stomps on the tree star, rips it up. But then he gets stuck. Yeah, they run through like a little tunnel, and he gets his head stuck, and then they escape. So Littlefoot's mom told them in order to get to the Great Valley, there are like a few things that they have to bypass. One of them is a rock that looks like a long neck, and there's like the tar pits or something like that, like some place where there's lava and blah blah blah.
So they were confident they were going the right way.
So they see the rock that looks like a long neck. They continue their journey. Sarah gets impatient and mutinies.
She wants to take the shortcut. Her way's better. Yeah.
Typical woman.
And you just know that's not going to go well.
Yeah. They get in a physical fight.
Yeah.
And Sarah wins. Because, she is like a Triceratops, so...
she's built to ram stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what she's made for.
Yeah. They're ramming their heads together, and like, what's this? Littlefoot doesn't have a fucking,
Oh, he's got a tiny brain.
Yeah, tiny brain. She kicks his ass. He cries again. Jesus Christ.
That's when I cried again.
Yeah. He was losing another lady in his life.
Oh my lord. The crew follows Sarah. They reach some like volcanic tar pit area. and then they start they get stuck. Like, yeah, Spike and Ducky get stuck, and then, or what is it? They all get stuck except for Sarah. She just kind of walks off, and then Littlefoot just runs in to save the day. It's like, what? Like, what is going on? Like, didn't you go a different way? Like, where did he come from? Was he just like following them?
He heard them crying for help, so
yeah. Like I said, but Littlefoot just runs in. Nobody ever really strays far from anyone else in this movie.
No.
Yeah.
They're all within earshot. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're always all within earshot.
If there was
Distance in time is really skewed in this.
If there was like a map of where this movie takes place, it's like a tiny little area. Yeah. It's like the Great Valley was just over there.
Yeah. And if they're that tiny, it would take them months
to
get to the Great
That's true.
Valley.
They would be way bigger.
Exactly.
But they're still tiny.
Yeah. Yes!
Except
Exactly. They would have grown a tiny bit. Yeah.
Well, maybe it's because they're not eating properly. You know,
Malnourished
they are
rhinos.
malnourished.
Yeah, I love that they talk about that constantly.
Yeah,
Of how tight or how hungry Ducky is.
Yeah, so the Littlefoot attempts a dramatic rescue, and then they all get stuck in the tar. And then we cut to Sarah running from these like dome head guys, and it's like, how did this happen? It's like a scene's missing.
So we don't even need any more drama right now. You know, we've got enough. Where are these dome heads?
Yeah, I don't know. And and then the rest of them show up. How did they get out of the tar pit? They're all covered in tar, and they look like some weird tar monster, and that scares off the dome head guys, and then it scares Sarah as well, but they're like, it's us! Don't worry! And she's like, I knew it was you guys, I wasn't scared. But yeah, like, I don't know, how did they get out of the tar?
Teamwork.
Sarah stubbornly wanders off again. And then I put a note here, why can't Spike talk?
He is portrayed as like
Dumb.
Yeah. Like
He just
like
eats
me.
a lot and sleeps a lot. And
His eyes are all screwy.
Guys, he has Downs.
Okay.
You
Just
might.
gotta touch the downs. Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. No, he is portrayed as the like mentally slower one. He
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's very strange.
He's just there for getting rides on, having
Yeah.
another companion.
At a certain point, he can't climb something. Like exactly, yeah. Ducky's helping himself. It's pretty. Yeah, and she is his protector, basically.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, at certain points, she's the one talking for him, defending him. It is very strange.
I feel like the writers sat down, like, I had a focus group with kids before they started writing this, and were just like, what are your favorite dinosaurs? And then they just had to stick Spike in there, because they like Stegosauruses.
Oh wait, we didn't do a Stegosaurus. We don't have a voice for him.
Or is
whatever. Let's just draw him anyway, see if it fits.
Or is it just another heartstring pull? Because they're like... Because you have the one friend who just needs help, who always needs more help, and you just have to be there for them. Exactly, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know.
So nice.
Guys, I'm gonna blow your fucking minds right now.
Okay.
The film's second half was not as Don Bluth originally intended. In the original version, Littlefoot finds the Great Valley after he goes off alone, and the others go with Sarah. He realizes that he has to go find the others because they won't find it on their own, and goes back after them, finding them in the volcano. The sharp-tooth scene then happens, and he leads them to the valley. This can be detected in the final film. In the scene where Littlefoot is telling his mother he'll never find the Great Valley because it's too hard, the rock they pushed onto Sharptooth is still there in the foreground. And the scene where he looks over the Great Valley shows him standing alone, and is closely followed by a shot of Littlefoot and the others sliding to a stop with Petrie perched on his head.
Oh.
Intense.
Yeah. Because I was reading that, like, it got chopped up a lot in the editing process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this makes way more sense now.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost like another Jesus thing where like he makes it to heaven and then has to go back.
and get everyone else. Yeah.
This is the part that's still kind of confusing to me. That part, like I was making a smoothie when I was watching this morning, so it was kind of loud. So why did the crew decide to go with Sarah rather than Littlefoot?
Because same with humans, the person who talks the loudest in the room is viewed as the smartest. That's it. And that's it. And if you're confident and you can just...
She's the Donald Trump of the group.
Yeah. And she was. She was just a prick. Yeah.
She's like, gotta build a wall, keep all those long necks out.
Yeah. Because she didn't know what she was talking about, and she was just always acting brave when she was just as afraid, if not more.
Yeah. Wow. Good.
Sarah was a bitch.
So yeah, they run into Sharptooth again, and they plot to murder him. and using Ducky as bait.
Which is also pretty dark.
Yeah.
Why is Sarah the only one with a normal name?
Well, it's not.
I know it's Triceratops.
Yeah,
I know. But what were they calling them?
What do you mean
Because they all have like long necks.
Oh, there's three horns.
Okay, so that's what they're calling.
Yeah.
It's so weird that they didn't call her Three Horn.
Yeah.
Instead they're always calling her Sarah.
they have these like kid
horns.
names for all the dinosaurs.
Exactly.
There's
yes.
Big Mouths for Ducky, Flyers
Flyer.
For Petrie,
Spike Tails
for Spike.
Yeah. Sharptooth.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that Sarah has a normal name.
And the name based on her actual species.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so they could have called like Littlefoot like Brawn or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or just neck.
Yeah. Well, Petrie's kind of based on pterodon. He's like a pterodactyl kind of thing. So there's the P and the T.
Oh, I get
Because it's a
it.
silent P, right?
Yeah.
So Petrie, I don't know. Yeah. Ducky, duck-billed dinosaur. Yeah. That's not its like scientific name, but yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah. So Sarah, Ducky is, Sharptooth is in a cave, and Ducky is creeping in to get him to follow her, and she's hiding behind a rock and peeking at him, and somehow he gets around her. I don't know how that happened, but then she's chasing him, and she's supposed to lead him into the water, and then when he's in the deep end, the rest of them are going to push a rock onto his head. Yeah.
It's a good plan. It's a good plan. Risky, but a good plan.
Yeah. They do that. He's thrashing around in the water, but then he sees the guys up top, and Petrie's supposed to whistle the signal when he's at the right spot, so they can push the Littlefoot and Spike can push the thing over, and then Sharptooth sees them doing this, so he's trying to climb the cliff.
Yeah.
Can't really do it with his stubby little arms. Petrie's whole story arc is that he doesn't know how to fly.
Mm-hmm.
And then he learns at this moment,
of course,
in the moment of crisis, he learns how to fly. And so
That's when I cried.
Yeah.
He did it! He did it out of necessity.
I always remember this part because it stuck out as like a very painful thing. When Petrie grabs his eyelids.
Yes. It's like, can you imagine those little talons in your eyes?
Yeah. Because, he's trying to distract Sharptooth, and so he's flying around his head and grabs his eyelids and stretches them out and snaps them back.
That is awesome.
Painful.
Smart guy.
Yeah. And then, so they're having trouble pushing the rock, and then Sarah runs in at the last minute, dramatic rescue, hits the rock, hits the dude. He takes Petrie down with him.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Which is scary for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's in a bit of a panic.
And then they think he's dead, and then Ducky's really sad, and then Petrie climbs up.
Don't leave without me, guys.
Go without Petrie? And then we have Littlefoot hallucinating a cloud mom, a cloud that looks like his mother, which leads him to the Great Valley. Dun dun dun.
Whoop, whoop.
So they're all in the Great Valley, and
it is beautiful.
There's the great line, "We did it! We did it together!" I always remember that.
Otherwise they would have died.
Yeah. Well, and then so everyone finds their family there, except for Spike.
Yeah, Spike doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
But he was quickly adopted.
Yeah, he's adopted
There's no
by Ducky's
racism
parents.
in the Great Valley.
It's like, this is
Blend
Spike,
together.
our new brother.
Yeah.
It's totes adorbs.
Yeah.
The film is basically over at the hour mark.
Yeah.
And then they have the balls to do a bunch of flashbacks. Yeah. It's been 1 hour. And they do all these flashbacks up until like a minute ago.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like, do you remember what happened just a minute ago?
Yeah.
Here's
a quick recap of what just happened. I don't know if you were paying attention, but guys,
it's like shit. We need to make this we need to get over the hour mark, guys.
Yeah, it's crazy because like they cut out 20 minutes, so just
it's like throwing a few flashbacks.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then the narrator says, and they all grew up together in the valley, generation upon generation, each passing on to the next the tale of their ancestors' journey to the valley long ago. And I was like, well, until they went extinct, and it was the journey wasn't like it was kind of short and not that eventful. Like they killed a T-Rex, I guess. Like
Apparently it took them a day to get there. So
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck
Apparently
we're
just
talking
a day.
about. Exactly.
Or an
And-
hour. I don't know. I'm not
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah. We'll never know.
We won't know.
Yeah.
And I said, did they also pass on the story of Land Before Time 2 to 14? We also had all these other crazy adventures where we sang songs and shit.
Jesus. Yeah, apparently, that's one of the trivia. This is the only Land Before Time without singing.
Yeah.
The rest.
Thank God.
Yes.
I
And-
don't like musicals either.
No.
Hey, I love
It's
musicals,
zero fun.
guys, but I still like it is nice every now and then to have a kids movie without singing all the
Yeah.
time.
Just fumbling around.
A
Yeah,
musical interlude for no reason. Yeah.
and it kind of ends on one of those sort of 80s freeze frame kind of things where they're all like hugging,
Yeah.
and then it just kind of fades. Yeah,
That was
group hug ending,
the thing to do at the time.
and then Diana Ross shows up and sings
Kicks ass.
"If We Hold On Together."
This song became huge in Japan and apparently is like a karaoke staple out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's really funny. I know.
Oh man, I
yeah.
wonder if they have this at karaoke.
Today's Saturday.
It's Saturday. It's
Yeah.
karaoke night.
Shit.
Shit.
It's so funny.
Don't lose your way.
We can record you doing that tonight. Edit it into the podcast.
What was more traumatizing for you, this movie or what is it?
Bambi?
No, The Five That Goes West. What is it? What's the
Oh.
original one?
Or American Tail?
Yeah,
Both the Don Bluth
exactly.
movies.
Both movies. Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I do remember the part I remember the most about Five O Goes West is when they're singing "Somewhere Out There," and I'm like
Yeah, yeah.
But I think this was more devastating.
Traumatizing, yeah.
I don't know. Did you see American Tail?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
maybe once or twice, but I don't remember it.
I feel like oh shit! I just broke my pencil. Like, is this darker than any Disney movie?
There's been some dark stuff. Like even like Lion King, you think about Simba's dad going down.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But I
and that's
never-
by his
I
own
never-
brother's hand. and
Yeah.
That was scary.
I never cried in Lion King though.
No.
I don't know. Maybe because
Well,
I was
we
a
were
little older.
older.
Yeah.
We were
I
older
was-
by then.
True.
I was a little older.
Yeah, that was already like 94.
Mhm.
And yeah, like Hunchback of Notre Dame is dark, but it's dark in like a gross, pervy way.
Yeah.
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 What's pervy in there?
Well, the bad guy's song in Hunchback, like his main song is about how like tempted he is like by the gypsy chick.
But,
Ooh.
he's obsessed with
Yeah,
it.
he's like I will dare the flames of hell to have her.
That's basically what that movie is about. Is him being obsessed with her. Yeah.
Yeah, like
really-
sexually.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
fucking
same
weird.
with Jafar in Aladdin though. He needs some 16-year-old girl.
Yeah,
princess.
like I mean, it's not. He doesn't have a song about it,
No.
but there is like a weird kind of like.
Well, they
the
make
16-year-old's
out.
like seducing.
They
yeah.
make out.
They
Yeah.
make
exactly.
out in the movie?
Well, she kisses him
She
to
kisses
distract him
to-
from because
Yeah.
Aladdin's trying to get the genie lamp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's still like, okay, Jafar, like this 16-year-old is seducing you,
Yeah.
and you're going for it.
But that's like the most adult theme in a children's movie is like,
Yeah.
well, just get the pretty girl to make out. Do you know what I mean? To be that, to use her body as the ultimate distraction, like.
And we
Dude.
wonder why we're in the world we're in now.
Exactly. That's my point. Exactly. Like that is for a kids movie. Like guys,
I wonder
what
why
the
little
fuck?
girls are wearing short shorts all the
It's
time.
fucked up.
Aladdin.
Thanks, Disney.
You is fucked. Up.
But no, this like that stuff's like more like adult themed in a weird sexual way. But like, yeah, I don't know. This was definitely one of the darker movies. Of,
Yeah.
Of,
No, it's super depressing,
Yeah.
and that's why I wrote it down twice. Like this movie is fucking hard. It's hard up,
Yeah.
and it basically teaches kids like. Life is tough, and it's tough for all of us. It doesn't matter if you're racist or not. Life sucks, and it's fucking rough, man. So just be nice. And I think, you know what? That is what the underlying message is in this movie. Is, you know what? People are racist. Be nice.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're all having a really fucking tough go of it.
Yep.
And that's life.
Work
you know what
together.
I mean? Exactly.
Drop
Be
your
nice to each
racism,
other.
You'll
Exactly.
make it to heaven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll make it
The
to
Great
the end
Valley.
if you work with each other.
Do
exactly.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of being a Sarah, being a bitch.
But even if you are a bitch,
You'll make it.
You'll make it.
You'll make it.
Somehow.
you have friends.
Hey,
you
we
know.
all go to heaven. Remember, guys,
All
we all go
dogs
to heaven. Exactly.
Well,
Everybody
that
goes
was
to-
what's her face? The girl that did Ducky's voice was also the girl in All Dogs Go to
that,
Heaven.
yeah, I think
Oh,
that came out
really?
the year before,
Yeah.
or 2 years before. Yeah.
Mhm.
She was in these two movies and then she got famous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another. Actually, that's another sad movie. Actually, yeah.
All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Yeah. Well, because they die in the end.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they go to heaven, and, like, that's it. You know what I mean? Like, they make the little girl reunite with her parents, or, like, they just get her adopted. No, they get her adopted. I'm pretty sure she's an orphan.
Yeah,
in that
she's
movie.
an orphan. Yeah.
And they get her a family, and that's it. And then he's allowed to go to heaven.
Yeah.
That's, I know, right? Like, the movie ends with everyone dying. All the dogs actually, they go to heaven.
Don Bluth movies have strange, like religious undertones? I mean, that's not even an undertone. All Dogs Go to Heaven. That's like very blatant.
Straight up, yeah.
But like the Great Valley is kind of like a metaphor for heaven. Like
I don't know. That's why I brought up the American Tale. That's why I was like,
we gotta rewatch.
Well, no, that movie's just immigrants. That's an immigrant story.
Yeah.
And the children get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, that's in the news right now.
Oh,
hey.
So I was looking it up. Budget of $12.3 million.
For this
movie?
Oh, yes, because you had to draw. Everything is hand drawn. Yeah.
And that's something I found surprising for myself watching this, because in my mind, before I rewatched it now, I had just like modernized it, you know. So it was kind of like a shock to me to see that this was still drawings. Like I didn't remember,
like smooth,
and not like smooth animation.
Yeah.
Like it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's some choppy animation in this movie.
Oh yeah.
There's some where they're trying to make the mountains look bigger than and
and there's that old thing, like this is something you see in a lot of old cartoons where like everything will be static, like the parts that aren't going to move look really realistic and nicely painted and everything. But then the parts that are going to move look completely different.
Yes.
And you can just tell, like, okay, like that rock's going to move. Like,
It's obvious.
Yeah.
And it's also, it's purple compared to
the
gray rocks. Yeah, it's so weird.
But yeah, it made $84.4 million, so pretty big success. It was the only Land Before Time movie that was theatrically released. The rest of them were straight to the VHS.
Straight to VHS.
Yeah. And like the other ones, okay, look up all the Land Before Time movies, like all the titles and like the years.
I took a picture of it last night.
Oh yeah?
Because when I was streaming it, I was like, seriously? Is there actually 15 of these motherfuckers?
But like the last one was released like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they've been coming out like every other year for how many fucking years?
Well, because Jurassic Park, dinosaurs have never stopped being a thing ever since Jurassic Park came out. Because they release a fucking Jurassic Park every couple of years. Mm-hmm. So I guess I get it, but no, Land Before Time sucks. The first one was great. The rest of them, they're just trying to milk a franchise. That's all they did. Yeah.
But people must be watching them. I mean, I guess you can buy anything and serve it up to a kid, and they have to watch it. So it doesn't really.
True. Yeah, like we were saying,
if
like
it's good or not.
You know, when we were kids, we didn't notice this movie was an hour long.
No, you're a kid. You just watch
no sense
a movie.
Of time.
You have no sense of like, is this a bad movie or a
good
movie?
Yeah. You're just like entertain me for
it's just
X amount of time.
Fucking traumatizing. I can't believe how bad this movie. Yeah, this.
But you can see there was some inspiration from Bambi, which is pretty obvious. But apparently Sarah was originally a boy named Bambo.
Yeah,
Bambo.
I read that.
It's like that's way too close to the source material. You're gonna get sued, guys. Yeah, change that up. I don't know. But yeah, like that's literally all the notes I have. This was a short film. I didn't think, like, we were wondering if we were gonna. We're at 58 minutes right now.
Oh, we did it! Okay, good. I was nervous.
I was like, are we gonna go longer than the
this
actual
episode's
movie?
gonna be half an hour. There is nothing to talk about.
What are all the titles of these
here we go.
Movies?
The Land Before Time, Journey of the Brave, Journey to Big Water. That's the original. It says the adventure that started it all. It is.
They go on lots of adventures.
Yeah, I just hope the last one is like waiting for the meteor. Or something.
Well, I wonder, what do the pictures look like? Do they all stay the same size and age throughout the 15 movies?
Yeah. Do they grow up? Do they go through puberty? I wonder what
Do they
dinosaur
become big
puberty's
dinosaurs?
like.
I don't think kids want to watch big dinosaurs.
Sarah and
walk
Littlefoot
around.
finally hook up.
No, they stay the same size for some reason.
They have some weird like hybrid baby.
Yeah.
Journey of the Brave, the Great Valley, the Mysterious Island, the Great Long Neck Migration, Journey Through the Mists,
Another migration.
The Time of the Great Giving.
The Great Giving.
Yeah, crazy. Oh my god.
But yeah, like
The Secret of Saurus Rock. Oh man. This fucking series.
I think the first sequel came out in '94. and then there was like one every year until like 2000, and then they took like a little break, and then they like one every other year or something. It was crazy. I don't know.
Okay, 11 for Time, The Great Valley Adventure, that was 94, 95, The Time of the Great Giving, 96, Journey Through the Mists, 97, The Mysterious Island, 98, The Secret of Source Rock, 2000, The Stone of Cold Fire, 2001, The Big Freeze, 2002, Journey to Big Water, 2003, The Great Long Neck Migration, 2005, Invasion of Tiny Sauruses.
What?
2006, the Great Day of the Flyers. 2007, The Wisdom of Friends. 2016, Land for Time, Journey of the Brave.
Wow. So we're due for another one. 2018.
Yeah.
See what they come out with.
Let's write it, Thor. Let's just you and I write the next Land for Time flick. But no, how do you read? Oh my god, this movie.
Well, I imagine they probably don't age because then they'd be kind of alienating their core audience with their dumb little kids. Yeah. Who knows?
They want to see themselves in the tiny dinosaurs.
Yeah. I don't know. We should make like an adult version of Land Before Time.
Yeah.
How would that go? Start brainstorming.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like Littlefoot and Sarah will finally the will they won't they? They'll finally hook up. Peachy probably finally gets diagnosed with ADHD or something. Gets some Ritalin.
I feel she goes on the skids. She turned into this positive
Is Petrie a boy or a girl?
I think Petrie's a boy.
Oh, did you say she?
No, Ducky. Ducky goes on the skids. I feel.
Yeah.
Turns into.
Crashes hard.
Yeah.
She's bipolar or something. Yeah. Chris and I were saying this tree star could be some kind of drug,
Well, they did do a lot of hallucinating.
Yeah.
So.
Spike, I don't know, does steroids or something. Yeah. Captain of the football team. Gets in an abusive relationship with Ducky.
Wow.
This is terrible.
I'd watch this.
This is when they made Riverdale into an adult thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Fuck. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
You find any other interesting trivia on there?
No, sorry, I'm just reading Amazon reviews.
Oh. Any good?
They're all the same. I know. I'm trying to find a funny one, but they're all the same. Everyone is just
4 or 5 stars.
No, they're all 5 stars.
Yeah.
I love this movie. Yeah.
All right. So what did we think then, and what do we think now?
As a kid, you just love it because dinosaurs. They're new. They were new in my
amazing.
life. You know, this is the first dinosaur movie I've ever seen in my life.
The animations. When we were kids, this was amazing animation.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
The music's great. It really pulls you in. The tugging at the heartstrings fucking crazy. You know.
Well, just child manipulation, mind manipulation.
Yeah. I don't know if I felt so sentimental about it when I was watching it as a kid. I do now. The messaging is very, I get it now.
It beats you over the head now.
It beats you over the head. It's just wow, life is hard and it's a struggle, but you get by with a little help from your friends, Whereas when I was watching it as a kid, I probably just thought, ooh, T-Rexes,
Yeah.
And,
that's scary.
Oh my gosh, it's a little scary.
Yeah. It just evokes the emotions in you when you're as a child,
Yeah.
As an adult, you get it.
Yep.
Yep.
I think when I was a kid, I definitely thought it was perfect,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now looking at it with a more critical eye, you can tell that there's some production mishaps, in the editing process and things don't fit together quite as perfectly as you remember and stuff like that. But yeah, overall, still a solid film. Would I recommend it?
Yeah.
I think
I'll put it better. If you have a kid, would you show this to your child?
I would show this to my child. Yeah.
I never wanted kids, but I think the older I get, I think I do want a kid. And this movie's timeless, and that's why it works well now. Do you know what I mean? As it did in '88 when we, or 90.
It doesn't. A lot of Disney movies have like jokes for the parents and stuff.
Yeah.
This doesn't.
No.
This is all for
This is
kids.
just-
Very bare bones.
Yeah.
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 Like an hour long. It's all the stars are all like little tiny baby dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like there aren't a lot of jokes for there's a bit
There's
of
no jokes.
yeah there's a bit of physical comedy and
It's kids' jokes.
Yeah.
It's
So there's not a lot for
Yeah.
for the
Definitely
parents to
jokes.
watch, but for a kid it's a great movie. Yeah.
I just wish it wasn't so manipulative. It's just so sad. Yeah, like I didn't realize how sad.
Life is
this
sad, Chris.
was. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, cry about it. Yeah.
Well, that's just the thing. What you don't see often Disney movies where the main character cries or cries so much, and like Littlefoot cries a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's actually
For the first half of the movie, he's just super fucking depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because usually, you know, the in the Disney movie, there will be a tragedy and they're a little sad, but then, you know,
You
they
overcome
get,
it.
they sing a song and
Yeah.
they get perked up right away. Yeah.
Whereas this one just kind of lingers.
Yeah. Jesus.
Good movie.
But yeah, I would say it's a quality film, and I would recommend it to children, just to teach them the harsh realities of life. You know, you're never too young to learn.
Give him a newspaper.
All right,
That is too funny.
all right, we're over the length of the movie now.
We did it.
Yeah. All right.
You know, I guess that's the one last thing I want to say. I didn't know this movie was an hour long. I never realized that. I guess because
Yeah.
as you're a kid, you just the time has no
meaning.
No.
yeah.
meaning. So yeah. So that's what I was really shocked by, that this movie was an hour and 2 minutes. I think that's what really blew my mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still fell asleep.
Didn't
guys.
matter. No.
No.
This is one of the shorter episodes we've done. Yeah. I guess it makes sense.
Oh, we did it though.
All right. Well, any final thoughts? Any last words? Anything? No. Yeah.
Still like the movie.
You said you wanted to drink beer while we were doing this.
Yeah, but it's the morning time, so I got
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah. We did this really early.
Yeah.
We usually don't do these in the morning, but
No, we did it late afternoon, but I work. Sorry, guys.
yeah. Well, no big deal.
No worries.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, yeah. All right. I guess that's it.
Let's land before time.
That's Land Before Time.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
No problem. It was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah. No probs. And I guess we'll check everyone later next time. What's our next movie gonna be?
Something. You know what? Let's just do a crazy movie.
Yeah.
Let's do a Seagal. Let's do a Van Damme. Let's stay in the 80s. Let's do something stupid. Yeah.
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 Because we've done some like quality movies.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have been. Yeah,
Except for
yeah.
Hackers.
Yeah. We are actually on a roll besides Hackers. Yeah, of amazing movies.
All right,
I
let's
think
do
we
something
need to go-
bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We need something really bad.
All right, everybody.
Take care.
Peace out.